today's topic is pharmacology of drug action on nervous system, and this is episode 4. In this episode, we will discuss in details about the electropotency in nerve cells, means about resting potentia and action potentia, and we will try to understand how the impulse is generated and conducted by the neuron. Here, this is the structure of a neuron. At first, we have to understand about the outside and inside environment condition of the nerve cells. In the resting condition, when no impulse is generated, then outside of the cell there have high amount of Na plus cation or sodium ion, Cl minus anion or chlorine ion, and also there are Ca2 plus ions or calcium ion concentration in more amount. And in the inside of the neuron or nerve cell there have K plus ion cation or potassium ion and protein ions in high amount. Proteins contain negative charges, and negative charges protein concentration is more than K plus cation in the inside of the nerve cell. It does not mean that in the inside there has no Na plus or sodium ion existence, and in the outside there has no K plus ions or potassium ion existence. Na plus or sodium ions also exist in the inside, but in a very small amount. K plus ions also exist in the outside, but in a very small amount. So, in the resting condition, the amount of sodium ion in the inside and the amount of K plus ion in the outside is negligible. So, we can say in a simple sentence, in the resting state or resting condition, when no impulse is generated, then the outside of the nerve cell Na plus cation, Cl minus anion, Ca2 plus cation ion concentration is high, and in the inside K plus ion cation and the negative charges protein anion concentration is high, and between K plus cation and negative charges protein in the inside, negative charges protein concentration is more than K plus ion concentration in the inside. That's why outside of the neuron become positive charges and the inside of the neuron become negative charges. So we can say in resting condition neuron is polarized. Now, in this resting condition, if we attach an electrode in the inside of the nerve cell and measure the potency, then we can found its electropotency will be in resting condition minus 70 MV or minus 70 millivolt. So, this resting condition potentia is called resting potentia. Now, the question is how the electropotency is maintained in this nerve cell. In the action, if we consider the cell membrane or axonema, outside is extracellular condition and inside is intercellular environment, and in a normal condition or resting condition it become polarized, as I said already. Here, this is the action membrane or axonema. The cell membrane is consist with a bilayer phospholipid or PLP or protein lipid protein like other cell membranes. And there are some channels which are actually made with proteins in this membrane. First one is chlorine permeable channels. These are one directional channel or one way channels. It means when chlorine ion concentration or Cl minus ion concentration will increase in outside, then by the help of this chlorine permeable channel, excess Cl minus ions can enter inside from the outside. but from the inside Cl minus ion can't exit out by the help of this channel because this is only one directional channel. Second one is voltage gated sodium ion channels. In the resting condition, sodium channels will remain closed. In a certain voltage, if sodium ion concentration will increase, then by the help of these sodium ions, this channel can activate and this channel will open. So then sodium ion can enter from outside to inside, and after that in a certain voltage this voltage gated sodium ion channel will deactivate or close. Then sodium ion entry will stop. Third one is voltage gated potassium ion channels. These type of channels are two types. One is leaky potassium ion channels and another one is closed potassium ion channel. Closed potassium ion channels remain closed in resting condition. Only due to potassium ion increase in a certain voltage by the help of potassium ion, these channels can activate and the channel will open. So then potassium ions can exit out from inside to outside, and after that in a certain voltage this voltage gated potassium ion channel will deactivate and close. So after that the potassium ion release will stop, but leaky potassium ion channels will not remain closed properly in any time. So all time potassium ion can leak out by the leaky potassium ion channels because it remains slightly open all the time. Fourth one is sodium potassium pump or sodium potassium ATPs. It can work like a pump. Actually, without energy it can't be activated. With the help of ATP or energy, it can bind with 3 sodium ions from inside and 2 potassium ions from outside. ATP helps to flip the channel and it will flip like this. And 3 sodium ion can exit out from inside to outside and 2 potassium ion can enter from outside to inside in a same time. So it will work like this. In resting condition, voltage gated sodium ion channels will remain closed. Sodium potassium pump will be deactivated and the voltage gated potassium ion channels will also remain closed. Leaky potassium ion channels remain slightly open. Outside of the membrane, Na plus or sodium, Cl minus or chlorine, Ca2 plus or calcium ion concentration is high. And in the inside of the membrane, K plus or potassium ion and negative protein ions concentration is high, and the potential of this resting polarizing state is minus 70 MV or minus 70 millivolt. Now, when neuron accept the message or impulse from an action's presynaptic knob to the dendron's postsynaptic knob dendrite, then from presynaptic knob some chemical messenger or neurotransmitter will release, and that neurotransmitters can bind with the receptor of postsynaptic knob, and then the message can transfer as positive electric signal from one neuron to another neuron. We will discuss about this synapse in details in our next episode. Anyway, when stimulation is reached to the neuron as positive electrical signal, then what happened? The resting potential will change, which was minus 70 MV. So that will gradually change from minus 70 MV to minus 68, minus 65, minus 60 MV, minus 65 MV, like that, due to positive electrical signal input. Now, if the stimulation electrical signal is not enough to produce minus 55 MV, then that stimulation will not transfer to the further neuron because it will not recognize as threshold. Neuron will not give any importance to that stimulation. So, if the stimulation electrical signal is strong enough to produce minus 55 MV potentia, then the neuron will take that stimulation seriously and recognize that stimulation as a threshold. Otherwise, the electrical signal, if can't produce threshold, then that electrical signal will not transfer to the next neuron. It totally depends on the power of the stimulation which is recognizing in our body. Now, when potentia is reached at minus 55 MV, then what happened? At minus 55 MV voltage or at threshold potentia, voltage gated sodium ion channels are activated, and due to the presence of sodium ions in the outside of this membrane, voltage gated sodium ions channel will open. So what will happen? Sodium ions will enter from outside to the inside of the cell by the help of this voltage gated sodium ion channel. Now, if positive sodium ions will enter inside, then in the inside of this cell, positivity will increase gradually. So potential will change from minus 55 to plus 20 MV, plus 30 MV, plus 40 MV, like this according to the positive sodium ion entry inside the cell. But when the potency is reached to plus 40 MV, in that voltage gated sodium ions channel will become deactivated, and after that no more sodium ions can enter inside. So maximum sodium ions can enter until the potential become plus 40 MV, because in this potential the entryway of sodium ions, which is the voltage gated sodium ion channel, become deactivated or closed. So these amount of sodium ions are our actual electrical signal by which threshold is generated. So we can say threshold is converted into a electrical signal. That's why we call this potential is action potential. Now, before the sodium ion entry, potential was minus 50 MV. After sodium ion entry, potential is changed from minus 50 MV to plus 40 MV. So potential is changed from negative to positive. At the resting condition, neuron was polarized and potential was minus 70 MV. But at the exciting condition, due to sodium ion entry, potential is changed from negative to positive. That's why we can say from polarization to depolarization is occurred. Then this plus 40 MV potential is called as action potential. Now, after the deactivation of sodium ion channels at this plus 40 MV voltage, potassium voltage gated ion channels will open. So potassium ions will start to exit out from inside to outside, and neuron will try to achieve its previous condition. So when potassium ions will exit out, then the positivity inside of this membrane will gradually decrease, and the potential, which was plus 40 MV, that will gradually decrease at minus 70 MV again, and when the potential is reached at minus 70 MV, then the voltage gated potassium ion channels will be deactivated. So by the voltage gated potassium ion channels after minus 70 MV potential, no more potassium ions can exit out. So before potassium ions exit out, potential was plus 40 MV, and after potassium ion exit out, now potential is minus 70 MV again. So potential is changed again from positive to negative. So we can say from depolarization to repolarization is occurred. Now at minus 70 MV potential, after the voltage gated potassium ion channels deactivation, by these leaky potassium ion channels, excess potassium ions will exit out with the flow. So more positive charge will exit out from the inside. So before excess potassium ions exit out, potential was minus 70 MV, and after excess potassium ions exit out by these leaky potassium ion channels, potential will approx minus 90 MV. So potential become more negative. Potential should be minus 70 MV, but it becomes minus 90 MV approx. So we can say from repolarization to hyperpolarization is occurred. Now at the resting state, in the outside of the membrane, sodium ion concentration was more, and in the inside, potassium ion concentration was more. But after hyperpolarization, we can see in the outside potassium ion concentration is more, and in the inside sodium ion concentration is more. Just opposite condition is arised. To reform this condition, only sodium potassium ATPase or sodium potassium pump can help in this condition. What it will do? With the help of ATP or energy, it can bind with 3 sodium ions from inside and 2 potassium ions from outside. And with the help of energy, it will flip like this. And 3 sodium ions will exit out from inside to outside, and 2 potassium ions will enter from outside to inside in a single rotation. This process will continue by the sodium potassium pump until the potential become minus 70 MV like resting condition. Now we will summarize the whole phenomena with a graphical presentation. In the resting condition, when no impulse is generated, then outside of the action membrane or axolemma, Na plus cation, Cl minus anion or Ca2 plus cation ion concentration is more, and in the inside K plus cation and negative protein anion concentration is more. But in the inside there has more negative protein anion than plus or positive K plus ions. So we can say in the resting condition, outside become positive charge and inside become negative charge, and neuron become polarized. And if we measure the electropotency in this resting condition, we will get minus 70 MV, and this potential is called resting potential. And now there are many protein made channels in the membrane. If Cl minus or chlorine ion concentration will increase in outside, then to maintain the potency, excess Cl minus ion will enter from outside to inside by the help of chlorine permeable channel. In the resting condition, voltage gated sodium ion channels remain inactivated or closed. Voltage gated potassium ion channels remain inactivated or closed, but leaky potassium ion channels remain slightly open all time, and sodium potassium pumps remain inactivated. Now, when dendron accepts stimulation as positive electrical impulse, then in the inside the negativity of electropotency become decreased gradually from minus 70 MV to minus 65, minus 60, minus 55 MV like this. If that stimulation of positive electric impulse is strong enough to make the potentia minus 55 MV, then that stimulation can produce an electrical signal. Neuron can take that stimulation very seriously and stimulation is recognized as a threshold. At minus 55 MV voltage, instantly sodium ion channel will open and sodium ions will enter from outside to inside. So, due to positive sodium ion entry, electropotency negativity will decrease and positivity will increase gradually. So, potential will change from minus 55 MV to plus 40 MV. When its potential is plus 40 MV, then in plus 40 MV voltage, sodium ion channel will deactivate. After plus 40 MV voltage, sodium ion channel will not allow to entry of more sodium ions. So, sodium ion channels will close. And threshold is converted into an electrical signal by the sodium ions entry. So, this positive or plus 40 MV potentia is recognized as action potentia. In the resting condition, potentia was minus 70 MV and the neuron was electrically polarized, and after the sodium ion entry, action potential is plus 40 MV. So we can say polarization to depolarization is occurred. So if the stimulation is strong enough to depolarize the neuron, then that stimulation potential is called excitatory postsynaptic potential or EPSP. Or if that stimulation can't produce threshold, then that stimulation is called IPSP or inhibitory postsynaptic potential. Anyway, at plus 40 MV, after the sodium ion channel's deactivation, in this plus 40 MV, voltage gated potassium ion channels will open or activate. So, potassium ions will release from inside to outside. So, membrane positivity will decrease gradually due to potassium ions exit out, and potential will change from plus 40 MV to minus 70 MV again. And in minus 70 MV potential, voltage gated potassium ion channels will be deactivated. So, no more potassium ions can exit out from inside to outside after minus 70 MV potential by the voltage gated potassium ion channels. So, before potassium ions exit out, potential was plus 40 MV, and after potassium ions exit, potential is minus 70 MV again. So we can say plus 40 MV depolarization state to minus 70 MV repolarization is occurred. And the duration of a depolarization by sodium ion entry inside the cell and repolarization by potassium ion exit out from the cell is called absolute refractory period. What we can say? Absolute refractory period. Now, at minus 70 MV, after voltage gated potassium ion channels deactivation, more potassium ions will exit out with the flow by the leaky potassium ion channels because it will slightly open all the time. Now, due to more positive potassium ions exit out, negativity will increase. So negativity will increase and potential will change from minus 70 MV to minus 90 MV approx. So potential become more negative from the expected potential. So we can say from repolarization to hyperpolarization is occurred. Now in the resting condition, in the outside of the membrane, sodium ion concentration was high, and in the inside, potassium ion concentration was high. But after the hyperpolarization, we can see in the outside of the membrane, potassium ion concentration become high, and in the inside, sodium ion concentration is increased. So to reform this condition, this sodium potassium ATPase or sodium potassium pump can help. With the help of ATP or energy, sodium potassium pump is activated, and it can bind 3 sodium ions from inside and 2 potassium ions from outside. And by the ATP or energy, this pump will flip, and 3 sodium ion will exit out from inside to outside, and 2 potassium ions will enter from outside to inside. This process will continue until the potential become minus 70 MV. The time period which is required from hyperpolarization to reform in polarization state is called relative refractory period. So from polarization to depolarization occurred, depolarization to repolarization occurred, and repolarization to hyperpolarization occurred, and after the hyperpolarization again it formed in repolarized. And the duration of this total process is just 4 to 5 millisecond. 1 millisecond is the thousandth of 1 second. If we divide 1 second with 1000 times, then every duration will be the millisecond, and this whole process will take only just 4 to 5 milliseconds. Now the question is how the impulse can move forward step by step in the action neurofibril. In this area, after sodium ion entry or after sodium ion influx from outside to inside, potential become plus 40 MV. So inside it become positive charge and outside become negative charge, and potential can reach in action potential which is plus 40 MV. At that time, in the next area, resting potential is maintained, and in the inside there has more negative protein ions, and due to high negative protein ion concentration, potential is there minus 70 MV. Now what will happen? Positive sodium ions which are entered already, that positive cations can attract the negative protein ions. So in this area, negativity will decrease gradually, and potential will change from minus 70 MV to minus 55 MV. And at minus 55 MV potential, sodium channel will open, sodium ion influx and depolarization occur, potential reach to plus 40 MV, and after that K plus ion will exit out, repolarization occur, and repolarization to hyperpolarization occur, etc., etc. In this way, impulse can move forward step by step. Now the question is how the impulse can flow or move forward to the myelinated area, because myelin sheath is a cover on the action and which is made with the Schwann cell, so there has no channels as well. So how impulse will move forward in the myelinated area? In the myelinated area, sodium ions will jump, and by the diffusion, sodium ions will move forward. At first, one sodium ion will jump, then next one will jump and push the first one. So the first one will move one step forward. Thus, in this way, by the diffusion, sodium ions will move forward through the myelinated area. The propagation of action potentials along myelinated action from one node of Ranvier to the next node of Ranvier, increasing the conduction of velocity of action potentials, is called saltatory condition. And in this way, impulse is conducted by the neuron. In our next episode, we will discuss how the impulse can travel from one neuron to the next another neuron.